The Sisters, 1880. Alfred Lord Tennyson. They have left the doors ajar, and by their clash, and prelude on the keys, I know the song, their favorite, which I call The Tables Turned. Evelyn begins it. O divine air, Evelyn. O divine air, throw the heat, the drouth, the dust, the glare, far from out the west in shadowing showers, over all the meadow baked and bare, making fresh and fair all the bowers and the flowers, fainting flowers, faded bowers, over all this weary world of ours, breathe, divine air. A sweet voice that you scarce could better that. Now follows Edith echoing Evelyn. Edith. O diviner light, throw the cloud that roofs our noon with night, throw the blotting mist, the blinding showers, far from out a sky forever bright, over all the woodland's flooded bowers, over all the meadow's drowning flowers, over all this ruined world of ours, break, diviner light. Marvelously like, their voices in themselves, though one is somewhat deeper than the other, as one is somewhat graver than the other. Edith and Evelyn. Your good uncle, whom ye count the father of your fortune, longs for this alliance. Let me ask you then, which voice most takes you? For I do not doubt, being a watchful parent, you are taken with one or other, though sometimes I fear you may be flickering, fluttering in a doubt between the two, which must not be, which might be death to one. They both are beautiful. Evelyn is gayer, wittier, prettier, says the common voice, if one may trust it. She? No. But the paler and the graver, Edith. Woo her and gain her then, no wavering, boy. The graver is perhaps the one for you, who jest and laugh so easily and so well. For love will go by contrast, as by likes. No sisters ever prize each other more. Not so, their mother and her sister loved more passionately still. But that my best and oldest friend, your uncle, wishes it, and that I know you worthy every way to be my son, I might, perchance, be loath to part them, or part from them, and yet one should marry, or all the broad lands in your view from this bay window which our house has held 300 years will pass collaterally. My father with the child on either knee, a hand upon the head of either child, smoothing their locks, as golden as his own were silver, get them wedded would he say. And once my prattling Edith asked him why? Why? Said he, for why should I go lame? Then told them of his wars, and of his wound. For see this wine, the grape from whence it flowed, was blackening on the slopes of Portugal, when that brave soldier, down the terrible ridge plunged in the last fierce charge at Waterloo, and caught the laming bullet. He left me this, which yet retains a memory of its youth, as I of mine, and my first passion. Come, here's to your happy union with my child. Yet must ye change your name, no fault of mine. You say that you can do it as willingly as birds make ready for their bridal time by change of feather. For all that, my boy, some birds are sick and sullen when they molt. An old and worthy name. But mine that stirred among our civil wars, and earlier too among the roses, the more venerable. I care not for a name, no fault of mine. Once more a happier marriage than my own. You see yon Lombard poplar on the plain. The highway running by it leaves a breadth of sward to left and right, where, long ago, one bright May morning in a world of song, I lay at leisure, watching overhead the aerial poplar wave, an amber spire. I dozed. I woke. An open landlet whirled by, which, after it had passed me, showed turning my way, the loveliest face on earth. The face of one there sitting opposite, on whom I brought a strange unhappiness, that time I did not see. Love at first sight may seem with good rhyme and reason, for it possible at first glimpse, and for a face gone in a moment strange. Yet once, when first I came on Lakeland Burris in the dark, a moonless night with storm, one lightning fork flashed out the lake. And though I loitered there the full day after, yet in retrospect that less than momentary thunder sketch of lake and mountain conquers all the day. The sun himself has limned the face for me. Not quite so quickly, no, nor half as well. For look you here, the shadows are too deep, and like the critic's blurring comment make the various beauties of the work appear the darkest faults. The sweet eyes frown, the lips seem but a gash. My sole memorial of Edith, no, the other, both indeed. So that bright face was flashed through sense and soul, and by the poplar vanished to be found long after, as it seemed beneath the tall tree bowers, and those long sweeping beechen boughs of our new forest. I was there alone, the phantom of the whirling land I let forever pass me by, when one quick peal of laughter drew me through the glimmering glades down to the snail-like sparkle of a cloth on fern and foxglove. Lo, the face again, my Rosalind in this autumn, Edith, all one bloom of youth, health, beauty, happiness, and moved to merriment at a passing jest. There one of those about her knowing me called me to join them. So with these I spent what seemed my crowning hour, my day of days. I would her then, not unsuccessfully, the worse for her, for me. Was I content? No, not quite. For now and then I thought laziness, vague love longings, the bright May, had made a heated haze to magnify the charm of Edith, that a man's ideal is high in heaven, and lodged with Plato's God, not findable here content, and not content, in some such fashion as a man may be that having had the portrait of his friend drawn by an artist, looks at it, and says, good. Very like. Not altogether he. As yet I had not bound myself by words, only, believing I loved Edith, made Edith love me. Then came the day when I, flattering myself that all my doubts were fools born of the fool this age that doubts of all, not I, that day of Edith's love or mine had braced my purpose to declare myself, I stood upon the stairs of paradise. The golden gates would open at a word. I spoke it to her of my passion, seen and lost and found again, had got so far, had caught her hand, her eyelids fell, I heard wheels, and a noise of welcome at the doors. On a sudden, after 2 Italian years, I laid set the blossom of her health again, the younger sister, Evelyn, entered there was the face, and altogether she. The mother fell about the daughter's neck, the sisters closed in one another's arms, their people thronged about them from the hall, and in the thick of question and reply I fled the house, driven by one angel face, and all the furies. I was bound to her. I could not free myself in honor, bound not by the sounded letter of the word, but counter pressures of the yielded hand that timorously and faintly echoed mine, quick blushes, the sweet dwelling of her eyes upon me when she thought I did not see, were these not bonds? Nay, but could I wed her, loving the other? Do her that great wrong? Had I not dreamed I loved her yestermorn? Had I not known where love, at first a fear, grew after marriage to full height and form? Yet after marriage, that mock sister their brother-in-law, the fiery nearness of it, unlawful and disloyal brotherhood, what end but darkness could ensue from this for all the three? So love and honor jarred, though love and honor joined to raise the full high tide of doubt that swayed me up and down, advancing not retreating. Edith wrote, my mother bid me ask, I did not tell you, a widow with less guile than many a child. God help the wrinkled children that are Christ's, as well as the plump cheek she wrought us harm, poor soul, not knowing. Are you ill? So ran the letter. You have not been here of late. You will not find me here. At last I go on that long-promised visit to the north. I told your wayside story to my mother and Evelyn. She remembers you. Farewell. Pray come and see my mother. Almost blind with ever-growing cataract, yet she thinks she sees you when she hears. Again farewell. Cold words from one I had hoped to warm so far that I could stamp my image on her heart. Pray come and see my mother, and farewell. Cold, but as welcome as free airs of heaven after dungeon's closeness. Selfish, strange. What dwarfs are men! My strangled vanity uttered a stifled cry to have vexed myself, and all in vain, for her cold heart or none no bright for me. Yet so my path was clear to win the sister whom I would in one. For Evelyn knew not of my former suit, because the simple mother worked upon by Edith prayed me not to whisper of it. And Edith would be bridesmaid on the day. But on that day, not being all at ease, I from the altar glancing back upon her, before the first I was uttered, saw the bridesmaid pale, stayed like, passionless. No harm, I turned again, and placed my ring upon the finger of my bride. So, when we parted, Edith spoke no word, she wept no tear, but round my Evelyn clung in utter silence for so long. I thought, what, will she never set her sister free? We left her, happy each, and then, as though the happiness of each and each were not enough, must fain have torrents, lakes, hills, the great things of nature and the fair, to lift us as it were from commonplace, and help us to our joy. Better have sent our Edith through the glories of the earth, to change with her horizon, if true love were not his own imperial all in all. Far off we went. My God, I would not live save that I think this gross hard-seeming world is our misshaping vision of the powers behind the world, that make our griefs our gains. For on the dark night of our marriage day the great tragedian, that had quenched herself in that assumption of the bridesmaid she that loved me our true Edith, her brain broke with overacting, till she rose and fled beneath a pitiless rush of autumn rain to the deaf church to be let in to pray before that altar, so I think. And there they found her beating the hard Protestant doors. She died and she was buried ere we knew. I learned it first. I had to speak. At once the bright quick smile of Evelyn, that had Sunday the morning of our marriage, passed away, and on our home returned the daily want of Edith in the house. The garden still haunted us like her ghost. And by, either from that necessity for talk which lives with blindness, or plain innocence of nature, or desire that her lost child should earn from both the praise of heroism, the mother broke her promise to the dead, and told the living daughter with what love Edith had welcomed my brief wooing of her, and all her sweet self-sacrifice and death. Henceforth that mystic bond betwixt the twins, did I not tell you they were twins, prevailed so far that no caress could win my wife back to that passionate answer of full heart I had from her at first. Not that her love, though scarce as great as Edith's power of love, had lessened, but the mother's careless wail forever woke the unhappy past again, till that dead bridesmaid, meant to be my bride, put forth cold hands between us, and I feared the very fountains of her life were chilled. So took her thence, and brought her here, and here she bore a child, whom reverently we called Edith. And in the 2nd year was born a second, this I named from her own self, Evelyn. Then 2 weeks no more she joined, in and beyond the grave, that one she loved. Now in this quiet of declining life, through dreams by night and trances of the day, the sisters glide about me hand in hand, both beautiful alike, nor can I tell one from the other, no, nor care to tell one from the other, only know they come, they smile upon me, till, remembering all the love they both have borne me, and the love I bore them both, divided as I am from either by the stillness of the grave, I know not which of these I love the best. But you love Edith, and her own true eyes are traitors to her, our quick Evelyn the merrier, prettier, wittier, as they talk, and not without good reason. My good son is yet untouched, and I that hold them both dearest of all things. Well, I am not sure but if there lie preference either way, and in the rich vocabulary of love most dearest be a true superlative, I think I likewise love your Edith most.